So the Samsung Galaxy S26 series and OneUI 8 are absolutely stuffed to the guts with interesting new features and the usual AI gubbins, especially this here whopping great Ultra model. From call screening to privacy screens and a whole bunch of new camera shenanigans, here's a few of the best bits that you really should get acquainted with. And for more on the latest and greatest and sphincter clenching the expensivest tech, please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, Galaxy smartphone fans will no doubt remember the audio eraser tool, which could be used to muffle any background guffery in any videos that you shoot on your Galaxy smartphone. Can help to dampen down those gusty wind noises, crowds, all that kind of stuff. Bit hit and miss, to be perfectly honest with you. Well, Audio Eraser now works on the Galaxy S26 series on apps like YouTube, Netflix and Instagram. All you got to do is, while you're watching a video, drag down the old control center and you'll see Audio Eraser has popped up in there. Just give that a wee tap and turn it on. You can also adjust the strength of it. And this is particularly handy if you are watching a live vlog or a bit of live sports where there's a lot of distracting warbling, chanting, cursing, all that kind of stuff going on in the background. And it's a feature well worth checking out because it is actually surprisingly effective. So for instance, here's my Oktoberfest vlog that I shot over on the Splurged channel. Let's bump that volume all the way up. This is without Audio Eraser.
There's basically dozens of these bloody rides.
And here's a football match, which I've just chosen completely at random, of course. Here it is without Audio Eraser. And then switch it on. So as you can hear, really makes an impact on all that background noise. Only problem is the main vocals do sound a bit watery with this switched on. The Sky Sports commentators are sat in a lake or something. But if you've got knackered old lugs like your Uncle Spurt, you do struggle to make out those voices at times. It's definitely worth checking out. And if you're getting on a bit like your Uncle Spurt, your memory's not quite as hot as it used to be, probably not helped by excessive single malt consumption, you probably take a lot of screenshots on your smartphone. And on the S26 series, screenshots are handled in a smarter fashion as well. So jump into Samsung's Gallery app and then tap Screenshots. And you'll see they're organized into a small variety of different categories based on what is actually in the screenshot. Boarding passes, vouchers, barcodes and QR codes, particularly handy for tech twats like myself who go to a lot of launch events, chats and social media shenanigans as well. And you can search for specific information within these screenshots as well, which is all intelligently mined. So you can find anything specific that you're looking for fairly quickly. And for the S26 series, Samsung has also crammed in its fresh new Now Nudge feature. It's kind of similar to Google's Pixel Q. This can analyze messages that you receive in the likes of WhatsApp or Signal and check to see if you've got any invitations to meet up for drinks or dinner or something like that, and then automatically check your calendar for schedule clashes or offer up various automatic replies. However, much like Pixel Q, it kind of sounds a lot more helpful than it actually is in real life. For one, you've got to use Samsung's own apps and services, the likes of the Samsung keyboard. Otherwise, this will not work. So if you do swap to Gboard as soon as you get a Galaxy S series phone, then it's right out. And in testing this out with fellow YouTube tech twats, we have discovered that the wording has to be rather specific as well. It's not always intelligent enough to pick out invitations and, schedule checks and things like that. But if you want to give it a go, you will find Now Nudge tucked away in that Galaxy AI section of the settings, right the way down at the bottom. Of course, you'll need to give it full access to your personal data intelligence so it can basically read everything that happens on your phone and learn all about you. Now, if you jump on into the Call Assist section of the Galaxy AI settings, you'll see a fresh new call screening feature there as well. One of my favorite new features here on OneUI 8. How this works is, say you're getting a call from an unknown number, just tap the Call Assist button right there on the phone app and you'll get the option to screen the call. Give that a wee poke and the caller will hear,
"I'm a call assistant recording this call for the person you're trying to reach. Please say who you are and why you're calling."
And they can then speak their piece and whatever they say will then pop up on your screen in the form of text. So you can decide whether to actually answer or whether they can bugger right off out of it. If you do find yourself constantly bugged by randoms, it can save you a lot of time and exasperation. And if you go into those call assist settings, go into call screening, you do have the option of auto screening your calls. You can do this for suspected spam and scam callers or just simply all unknown callers. So I absolutely banging feature, definitely jump on that. Now, one of the biggest upgrades for the Galaxy S26 Ultra model is that fresh new privacy display. And this smarty pants new display tech can deactivate specific pixels to greatly narrow the field of view. So only someone who's looking directly at that screen can actually see what is going on. If you're looking at it from an angle, it'll just appear that the screen is off. And whoever's there tapping and poking away on it is just a bit mental. Now you can turn this feature on at any point simply by dragging down the old control center. You'll see the privacy display feature tucked away in there. Give that a tap. As you can see, you can manually activate it or deactivate it in there. It makes an instant impact. You can also switch on the maximum privacy protection, which does enhance the effect overall. So just give it another tap. As you can see, really does limit how much you can see. And what I really like is just how customizable privacy display is. So jump into the conditions for turning on. You can have it automatically activate for specific apps, like a banking app, for instance, anything that's a bit more sensitive. It can also automatically switch on if your S26 Ultra detects that you're entering a PIN or a password. And privacy display can also mask specific sections of the screen as well, so you can have it actually masking notifications when they pop up. That's quite handy, I guess, if you're expecting any particularly insalubrious messages. But of course, that's not all. Samsung has also upgraded and improved its Creative Studio, so you can quickly and easily knock up an invitation or a greetings card if you want to cheap out and send a digital one instead of a proper one. Just tap on whichever one you want and then basically describe what you want to create. Don't always get exactly what you ask for though. I did say to apologise for cheaping out and getting a digital card because I spent all my money on beer, not boba, but whatever. Also, one of the best reasons for owning a honkin' great smartphone like the S26 Ultra is the effortless multitasking, and I really like the way that OneUI handles split screening these days. Now, to get started, you want to dive into the settings menu, scroll down until you see advanced features, and then dive into the labs, and you'll see there's a multi-window for all apps option. This is deactivated by default, but you can switch that on with a quick tap like so. You'll also see there's more split screen options down here which take you straight into the multi-window settings. I always have swipe for split screen and full screen in split screen view enabled. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And now when you're in an app and you want to go split screen mode where you don't have to piddle around doing all of this, swiping up into recent apps, then tapping there, all you need to do is swipe up from the bottom of the screen with 2 fingers and boom, straight into split screen mode. You can then choose another app, so let's get stuck into a bit of Chrome. As always, you can resize the windows just by swiping the middle separation bar like so, and if you swipe all the way up to the top or the bottom, you'll see one of the app will mostly disappear off the screen. You can then hop between the two like so, so you get a mostly full screen view. This is particularly handy if you want to stream a video on the likes of YouTube or whatever and just listen to it in the background while doing something else. And of course, there's plenty of other great features that were already introduced into OneUI in previous generations that you should definitely get on board with here on the S26 series, so I'll run through some of those now. Now, one of the more controversial introductions in OneUI 7 was the separation of the control center and the notifications panel, which quite a lot of people took against, but no worries if you're not a fan of this, because all you got to do is go to the control center, tap the pencil icon up top, and then go to panel settings, and you can put them back together again. Or if you do stick with a separate design where you can swap it around so the quick panel is on the left side instead of the right side, to drag down from here instead. And as always, that control center or quick panel or whatever, completely customizable. Again, just tap that pencil. If there's anything you don't want in here, you can just tap the wee minus icon to get rid of it. You can also reorganize the various bubbles, get them in whatever order you fancy. And of course, you've got all the classic Google AI shenanigans on here, including circle to search. Just press and hold on that bottom button to initialize this and circle around whatever you're interested in. And you'll get a bit of pertinent information about it, including shopping links if you want to buy whatever it is. But you can also circle an address to open it up immediately in Maps, circle an email address to start composing an email, all kinds of great stuff. And if you happen to be traveling abroad as well, the interpreter tool is an absolute banger. And this allows you to effortlessly have a two-way conversation with someone who doesn't speak a word of your language. And quite a few other languages are supported. And occasionally that old AI select tool comes in quite handy as well. This can capture anything you see on your screen and instantly turn it into a wallpaper, a GIF, all kinds of clever shenanigans. And if you happen to use Samsung's web browser, this has still got that fantastic Summarize feature built in. So say you've got a big beefy article that you'd really like to read, but you just don't have the time right now. We'll just tap these star icons down at the bottom. You'll see you've got a Summarize option, and instantly, as you can see there, it took absolutely bugger all time. You've got a brief bullet point summary of exactly what the article bangs on about. And of course, Samsung's camera app is pretty dense with features now. You'll find a whole bunch of tools scrolled away. If you just tap these 4 dots here, you can fast access the likes of the timer, aspect ratio. You can bump up the resolution of your photos all the way up to 200 megs if you've got the Ultra. You can also add a filter, of course, including your own custom filter that you create using any other photo that you've got on your device. So for instance, if we want to turn everything a sort of violet-y color, and then boom, everything is very purple. The main changes for the Galaxy S26 series are tucked away in the video mode. So for instance, tap on Super Steady, you'll see there's a new option in here, Super Steady with horizontal lock. If we turn that on and then we start waving this thing about like so, you'll see you get very little of that twist and motion. Really handy indeed if you are running at pace or filming something while you're moving at great speed. And don't forget, if you want a wee bit more control over everything, we'll just jump into the More section, and you've got a Pro Photo mode in there where you can mess around with the likes of the ISO levels, white balance, etc. There's also an Expert RAW mode, which we'll have to download the first time you use it. This allows you to capture raw images, as well as, of course, messing around with all the settings once again. And if you want to do a dedicated bit of video editing on your footage, you've got the log support as usual. And if you dive on into the settings, go to video format, you'll see you've also got support for APV footage now. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a delicious wee nutshell is my full tips and tricks guide for the Samsung Galaxy S26 flagship smartphones. Just a few wee tips to get you started with your pricey new S26 Ultra. But did I miss out your own favourite feature or tip or what have you? Well, definitely let me know what a dripping bell end I am down in the comments below. Let us know what your own personal favourite is. Lots more S26 content coming your way, including full in-depth reviews of these bad boys. In the meantime, please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Love you.